That's what you do. You buy these clothes that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on, with a smile on his face.
You just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, to the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without the truth. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series.
We are on the site of the castle.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
Good evening, everyone. This is not football. I've got to emphasise that. This is about what's going on. I'll show you what I mean is this big map here. That's what's going on. It's going on all around here. All around here. That place. Hang on a minute. That place there. Ukraine. But also over in America as well, because we've got mackerel, believe it or not, going over to America and storming. Now, don't forget, these two were hoping Kamala Harris would get in, and he said it publicly. And Trump just said, I want you over here to Macron. So he's going over. He's going over with a plan. I'll let you know more about that. But Trump will not. Not what they've been saying, not what Zelensky's been saying anyway about the Americans. And the auditors are over there. They're going over, the American auditors, to see where all this money's gone to. And even arms, as you know, are being sold. That's gone to Ukraine, but sold on the black market. So who's pocketing the money? That's what you've got to ask. Who's pocketing all this money? It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's just say hello to all these wonderful people. Oh, the lovely Myra. Hi, Frank and friends. Oh, that's nice, that. Friends. That's what I like. And we're all friends here. We can say what we want, you know. Do what we want. I think we can anyway. I think we can. Thanks, Myra, for joining us. Christopher. Hi, Frank and everyone. That's nice. Hey, Christopher. Edward. Hello, Myra. Tony LFC. The mince pie man. Hello, Myra. Hello, Christopher, says Edward. Lovely. I made up that you're all here. Made up and you're all saying hello to each other, and Myra saying hello, Edward, Tony, and everybody else. Made up. Absolutely delighted. So anyway, you know, what's your thoughts on what Starmer has actually said about sending troops over? Now, I don't know whether you're aware of this, but I hope I can get this up. I'm useless at it, to be honest. I'm useless. Just bear with me, please. And it was from a European Finnish MP, and he tweeted this. He said, a Finnish MEP rather, European Parliament Foreign Affairs Committee member, and he said, the United States has given us, that's the European Union, given us 3 weeks to agree terms for Ukraine's surrender. If we don't, the United States will withdraw from Europe. It's there. I bet you can't see it, can you? No. But it's there anyway. That's where it is. And that's from an MEP, member of the European Parliament, who's the, well, he's actually a coordinator named Mickey Altola. Well, he's Foreign Affairs. He's a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. So he can't be making things up, can he? He can't be making things up like this. And also, I want to show you this. I'm just going to show you something about the press, the Western press. I want to show you this. How it fluctuates, or how it fluctuated. And this is where Russophobia came in. Now, as we know, before the invasion, I knew, even me, knew that Ukraine was the most corrupt country in Europe, right? And it was full of Nazis as well. And I'm talking about Nazis. And so let's have a look at this. And it says, God blimey, I've got my distant glasses on. Will you excuse me while I'll just go and get my reading glasses? I'm awfully sorry about this. I thought I brought them in. I'm sorry about this. Please forgive me. So sorry about that. I really am. I'm forget me ears next time. Anyway, The Guardian. Now, this is before the Ukraine crisis, okay? Now, The Guardian, this is on the left, this is all in blue, says, welcome to Ukraine, the most corrupt nation in Europe. And then after the Ukraine crisis, after the SMO, it says, the fight for Ukraine is a fight for liberal ideals. We'll go on about that. And the Reuters again, right? These are the Reuters. Ukraine's neo-Nazi problem. So after the SMO, they say, for foreigners, for foreign fighters, Ukraine offers purpose, camaraderie, and a cause. See how it is? the Vox, which is CNN, a Ukrainian comedian turned president is embroiled in Trump's impeachment mess when they were trying to impeach him. He was getting involved. Zelensky. So now they changed tactic. They spin a lot. CNN. Ukrainians are giving 2 lessons in democracy that Americans have forgotten. You couldn't believe that. And the New Europe, before the SMO, Ukrainian president's rule becomes increasingly corrupt, authoritarian. And the Washington Post, after the SMO, Zelensky, the TV president, turned war hero. So you see how it goes. It's an absolute disgrace. It really is a disgrace. That's why I've never believed in any of the Western press. It's corrupt. That's the way you look at it. It's corrupt. You know, we from Liverpool, as you know, have fought against lots and lots of press. Remember after Hillsborough? Remember that? Don't forget, after Hillsborough. And they were nasty to us. They were very nasty. They've never had a good thing said about Liverpool. Because I'm not talking about the football team. I'm talking about the city of Liverpool. They've never had a good thing. So I take no notice of them. I never watched the BBC. Never watched them. They're so corrupt then. I was listening to a report before, and well, Francine put me onto it. She said there was a fella on Question Time, someone on Question Time saying, you know, about the audience that Ukraine, you know, should be fighting because, get onto this, they've lost 7,000 men. I said, do you believe that, Francine? She said, no. I said, do you know how many they've lost? She said, well, it'll be a lot more than that. I said, 1 million. She went, what? I said, 1 million. They've lost 1 million soldiers. And these people haven't a clue. They just haven't a clue. And this is what they're putting out. I even went on Facebook before. I don't usually go on that, you know that. And a friend of mine, lovely fella, and he put up, you know, what Trump said about Zelensky. He said, how dare he call him a dictator? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So I put a few facts. I answered him, and I put a few facts. And I said, I bet you any money that you haven't read any of this in the press, have you? Or heard it on the BBC, or ITV, or Channel 4. They're pathetic the way they're coming out. It really is annoying. It's not only annoying, it's not propaganda anymore. It's just blatant fucking lies. Sorry, Myra, swearing. Sorry. Okay, let's see what you're saying. The greatest cop-out in the world has just said, hi, Frank, lad. Hey, a cop-out. Callum. And the little also one another. The red bird. Even in Frank of the Carlyle Club, let the truth be heard. Wait till I tell you something. I couldn't believe it, actually, what I heard. Well, it's fact. It's actually fact, It's shocking. Owen Lee. Evening, and Frank, looking forward to a great show. Thank you all. Thank you. Do you know what, people? I'm only 15 away from 1K subscriptions. Have you got any mates? Just subscribe to me, even if you don't like them. Even if it's only need 15. Believable. And the copite says, I believe that aliens have grounded base of Frank's back garden, and they are waiting to claim him and run. I want to believe. Did I tell you last night about when some American picked me up and he was after AWOLs? And right at the time, it just came about when I said it. And, he was undercover. He had a beard, long hair and a big beard. And I was chatting to him because it was a 4-hour bloody drive where I was picked up to where I was going. I was going to see our Deborah. He was an international telephonist in, who was he, Stuttgart. And I was on my way to anyway, that's by the by. And he was telling me things. And I said last night, I said, he said, I couldn't believe it, what he was saying. And I said, I was like, why he was undercover, it was like during, I forget what war, Vietnam, was it the Vietnam? No, because it was after the Vietnam War. And what it was, he was after, when I thought about it later, he was after the AWOLs from the Vietnam War. They were all over Europe. There was loads in Sweden. And he was after them all. And he found a few in a place called Garmisch, which is in the Alps, Germany. Ski resort, Garmisch. And they captured a few there. And he was telling me all about this, and he was telling me all about this secret place in this, where he never mentioned the state or nothing. And he said, there's a secret place. A secret place. No one will get to know about it. He said, even presidents can't even get in there. Senators have tried to get in there, and they've been refused. And he mentioned Barry Goldwater, Senator Barry Goldwater, and he refused to go in. And he mentioned this to me. I didn't know who Barry Goldwater was. And a few years later, it came out that this place was Area 51. This is what he was talking about. He said it's got a number. He never said a number, but he just said it has a number. It has a tag, a number. And he mentioned area. Well, it was mentioned a few years later. Area 51, where they kept these things here. So, Amara says Starmer is a sock puppet for Gillette. Of course he is. Of course he is. I'll be going on about that. I really will. And the Redbird says, speaking the truth today is alien to the brainwashed sheeple. Oh yes, Callum. Frank is an alien in today's world. I've been alienated, by the way. I have been alienated, if you know what I mean. Outbound. And the Redbird says, Myra, Zelensky is also a puppet. He was a puppet. Oh, Jeff, Jeff, thank you. Jeff, thank you, mate. I said that you were a good friend. This is before that's where I started to even see you there, honestly. Must find out the American government paying their media. I'd love our government contracts to be looked into. I would. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And the auditors now are going over to Kiev. Zelensky and his cronies are finished. And there's Britain all wanting this Zelensky, because he's the ambassador there, apparently, the Ukrainian. And they blamed him, didn't they, for the Nord Stream pipeline blowing up. And it was the Americans. We all know that. Seymour Hersh came out and said it. It was the Americans, but they were trying to put the blame on Zelensky. That'll all come out with Trump. It'll all come out with him about the pipeline, the Nord Stream. He blew it up. And we all know it was them, it was the Americans. Because Zelensky said, as soon as they blamed him, he said, it wasn't me. I never did that. Because he knows what the people are like, the Americans. But you're right there, Owen, about finding out the American government paying their media. I'd love our government contracts to be looked into. Of course, everyone's getting paid. This USAID, I just call it USAID. They were paying everybody. But that money, say like they were paying me, and that money was coming to me, but it was bouncing off me and going back to them. Whoever it was, that's the money laundering sort of thing. And I've always said, and I've what I've said for years now, that Ukraine is the biggest washing machine on the planet where money is being laundered. And I'd love to know, I hope these auditors get a grip of every bank account that Zelensky owns and all his cronies, all the Azovs. The Azovs are Nazis, as you know. I've seen that big fella, there's a Zermatt or something like that. Big fella, he's always with him. He's a big Nazi, him. You can tell. Sure. Jeff, amazing if you come on, mate. Jeff says, I hadn't seen any of what you posted, Frank. Thank you for putting me straight. I replied to your comment saying, I don't know what to believe anymore. Everything up here is corrupt now. Jeff, it is. Listen, do yourself a favour. Go on a thing called Judging Freedom with Judge Napolitano. Judging Freedom. Just get that up on whatever, Google or whatever. Get onto the Joran, but especially Alex Christoforou. Just get onto him, and he does little walks of a day, and he's very satirical as well, but he gives you the hard truth, yeah, honestly. He just gives you the hard truth. I was going to say to you, as well, genuine, at the bottom, I was going to leave a little postscript. I was going to say, don't fall out with me, Jeff, please. Because you're You're a good friend. All your little Ellisons, brilliant, brilliant, nice people. So try and get onto them, please. Get onto them. It's there's loads of sites, honestly, that gives you out the truth. You've got a Colonel McGregor, unbelievable man. You've got a Scott Ritter, unbelievable what they come out with. Oh, that's lovely. Just seeing that. I will do, Frank, and I would never dream of falling out. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeff. You're a good man. Always said that anyway, you know that. About Reds. About Reds. I'll inbox you, mate. Okay, I'll inbox you. And Callum says, if you had to pick a fight against a president, which one would you go up against, and what strategy do you use to arm him? I'd use my tongue to arm him. That'll be that Zelensky. See, I can't even say that he's a president because he's defunct. And it's in the Ukrainian constitution that once your term is up, you've got to hold elections. If not, you're defunct. And that's why Russia will not speak to them. That's why Trump has said, you better get your act together. You better start having elections, because you see it, as I call it, USAID, you see it. They were paying a poll in their thing, like the way we've got that .gov and all this thing here, the Gallup polls. And anyway, Trump came out and said he's only 4% in the, he's very low in the opinion polls. And he better start having elections. So they all jumped on that. And what this USAID were paying this particular corrupt, you might as well say corrupt Poland thing. And it was a mate of Zelensky's. And they said, no, Mr. Trump got us up. President Trump got us all wrong. He's 57% in the, and all this. And Zelensky came out and said, no, I'm not 57%. So it came out that USAID had been now what he is. And it's all these other polls, reputable polls, have come out, and every single one of them have said that he's only 15% popular. That's disgusting. 15%. So if he held an election, he'd be out. Now, here's something which you might know of, but I told Jeff in a comment, I told him, I might get in trouble, I might get banned off Facebook. What it is that all the opposition, now and I know that he imprisoned his opposition. All his opposition were imprisoned, and he shut all the media down. He shut everything down. All the investigative reporters were jailed. And remember, I never said this to Jeff. Remember when they went into the Russian Orthodox churches and desecrated them and imprisoned the priests and any parishioners who, said you can't do it, but they were in jail as well. So you couldn't say anything. What's that? That's a dictatorship. Do you ever remember in the 80s? Because I do. When General Pinochet was invited over by Margaret Thatcher. And he was a terrible dictator in Chile. when he rounded up the likes of you and me in a football stadium and had us executed. Do you ever remember that? And the people they even go around today with posters of their loved ones. Where are they? And she invited him over. Horrible woman. Horrible man. It's like what you get going back to Canada with that Juncker fella, Hunker, whatever his name was, who stood up in Parliament and he killed thousands upon thousands of Russian Soviets, not Russia, but he was Soviets then. Soviets during the war. He was a Nazi. You see him in his Nazi gear. You know, was a young man. And he stood up and they gave him a standing ovation in the Canadian Parliament. Do you remember that? It was only a couple of years ago, or last year, no, a couple of years ago now. And they gave him a standing ovation. And Trudeau tried to backtrack. He said, I didn't even know. He's a fucking liar because he didn't know. And he blamed the Speaker of the House. And he got sacked. So he was the scapegoat. He was the scapegoat. So, you know, and the Russians wanted him. They said, send him over here. We want to put him on trial, no matter what his age is. Remember that? And the copite says, I like them puppet shows in Blackpool as a kid. Behave yourself. And Myra says, copite, is Blackpool a seaside town? Like, yes. It's up the road from us. We used to go there, Myra, you know, as kids. I remember going with my Uncle Tony, who's dead now as well, dead. And I was only young. I was about 18, 19, something like that. I was younger. So I went up with him, and this is through this. We went on the big, you know, the Big Dipper. And because I was looking at, you see them all doing this, you know. And there was no bars or anything, you know. You were in, you just held a bar in front of you, and that was it. So anyway, we got in the front. And I went up like that. And I put my arms up, you know, to go down. I was turning like that. I nearly went out at the top. My Uncle Tony grabbed me back. He said, keep hold of that. Terrified. So that was my Blackpool thing. Kiss me quick, hats and everything. I'm made up with that, Jeff. Honest to God, made up, mate. Thank you. Made up, mate. And Myra says, Frank, also add to the list of blogs redacted. Yes, Jeff, redacted, and Colonel Daniel Davis. Redacted's brilliant, actually. The Claytons, man and wife, you know, they were newscasters, and they realised what was going on, you know, with all the propaganda. Not because of now, but before, and all the propaganda that was going on. And they left the likes of Fox News and everything and set up their own little thing. And they're brilliant. They cover all, you know, the major stories. But the major stories that you're reading and I'm reading and everybody else is reading is all BS. And they give you out the truth. Colonel Davis is a brilliant man. He's brilliant. But you also have two lads on Judge and Freedom. And they're former CIA intel. And that's Larry Johnson and Ray McGovern. You want to hear them? Unbelievable. And the Sky at Night. Hello, Sky at Night. Pinochet was good friends with Thatcher. Yes. Yes or no, Sky. Jean-Claude Juncker. Thank you. Thank you to Sky at Night. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And Owen Lee says Odessa in Ukraine has catacombs lined with skulls and thigh bones. It's 1,600 miles with 3 floors. Wow. I didn't know that. That's it. That's it. We're Italian roots. I've been to the catacombs in Rome. I've been to the catacombs in Napoli, and they're frightening. But I'd hate to see that. I think the same as in Turkey as well. These catacombs with these skulls and thigh bones. But when I went to Napoli, it was horrible. I walked out. I said, I can't look at this. Fellas in suits, mummified. This going. I had nightmares on my holiday. Nightmares. And even the Sky at Night said he didn't know that, what Owen Lee said. So anyway, I was saying, wasn't I, about everybody being, all the media and everything, all being thrown in jail, and Russian Orthodox churches being desecrated. Shocking it was. And beating up the parishioners, beating them up. Besides, putting the priests, the Orthodox priests in jail. And what happened to these investigative journalists? But you know what happened to them? I was telling my daughter, and showed her them. And she said, did he kill them? I said, no. I said, what has happened was, I said, they had to, they were conscripted. They were conscripted into the army and sent to the front line, where most probably the dead. They conscripted. That's how evil this man is. People think that he's not evil. He's an evil man. Try and look up a thing called Bucha. 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 And civilians were mowed down. Loads of civilians. And the Russians got the blame. But it was debunked because it was the Ukrainians, Kiev regime, who did it, but tried to blame the Russians. Always red flags with them, but they didn't count on a couple of survivors. They didn't count on a couple of survivors. It was shocking what they did in Bucha. Shocking. They're doing it now, but what in Kursk? Now you might think, well, Russia should have just got them out now. By now, they called them off to Cauldron, and they left a little gap open, so that more, because Zelensky was sending more, and Sersky, they were sending more and more troops in. They said, just annihilating every single day. Have a look at a thing on YouTube called Borzikman. Borzikman. And there's a couple of Murat. Have a look at them and you see what's going on. Incredible. It's amazing. And it dispenses all the propaganda. All the propaganda. Remember when Zelensky says he had lost 47,000 men? And that's all been to 47,000. I know Russia have lost now 100,000, which is, think about 100,000. Just think about that. But Ukraine has lost, believe it or not, 1 million. 1 million. That's why Trump's come out and said this has to stop. But he didn't know the truth, Do you know when he came in, all he was getting, and don't forget these were the neocons giving him this in the ear. He wasn't getting the full SP. He wasn't getting the full truth. And now he has, with the likes of Tulsi Gabbard and the rest of them. They've been telling him, there's the truth here. This is why Elon Musk is, this Doge, he's going to stop all this nonsense, all the corruption. That's what he's going to do. All the corruption. And he started it. And people are panicking. Europe, that von der Leyen, who's she? Who is that woman? She's unelected. She's a bureaucrat and she's the leader in Brussels of Europe. And you've got this other lunatic called Baerbock, Annalisa Baerbock. And she wants to raise 750 billion euros for an army, a European army. J.D. Vance said, well, Russia's not your problem. Russia's not your enemy. But they want to raise it. Frank, do you think Bridget Macroon, Emmanuel's wife, is a trans? Do you know what? I was looking at Candace Owen. Yeah, the red birds, Yeah. You mentioned it. But anyway, Candace, you mentioned it. Candace Owen has done a deep dive on her and found good evidence strongly suggesting she was born a man. This is what I mean about people. Do you know when you dig deep at things? Look. Show you something. You see, when you dig deep for that, you stopped. When I was at uni, I always followed this fella, historian, fantastic. He was a fellow, actually. And he was my Bible. And following him. And he was one of the deputations. I'm just giving you an example of what truth and propaganda and everything else is. And what's going on today. And the deputation went down to Tatya, good old Maggie. And they knocked on the number 10. I said, listen, Maggie, can we open up Queen Elizabeth's tomb? You know, because DNA has come out. And, you know, we could create. She said, no. It'll be full of ashes and, you know, not even bones, so go away. And anyway, you know, but they went back again in 88 and she told them to. So anyway, they said, what we'll have to do, we'll have to wait until, you know, a new government comes in. So they went to Tony Blair, knocked on the door. Yeah, come in, lads, what do you want? And they said, can we open up the thing, you know, and have a DNA, you know, was she a man? We'll sort it once and for all. And he went, just leave it. Just leave it. Let history be history. Just leave it. So what do you believe? What do you believe? Thatcher wouldn't allow us open. Thatcher twice. And Blair wouldn't allow it. And nothing's been, well, that Historian, who was my Bible, he died, unfortunately. He never got to see, he didn't get to see Blair. But the deputation, you know, said, we can't do anything. So what do you believe in? And believe it or not, that led up, you're not good. You know, when you think about the 1605 gunpowder plot, and you think, oh yeah, you know, these fellas just wanted to blow up Parliament. There was a subplot, and it had something to do with Elizabeth, and she was dead because they found out what it was. And this is before, you know, she died in 1603. Because in 1600, the Earl of Essex said, let's have a go at these. This is a big sham about Elizabeth. And he was sent to Ireland. Then they arrested him because someone came back and said he's going to have a bloodless coup. A bloodless coup to take over and expose Elizabeth. He ended up in the Tower and Jeff says, I just had a look at again. Oh, it's been debunked, Jeff, honestly. Jeff, it's been debunked. It was, I know that could be old, you know, but the Russian Wagner group, they were unbelievable. They were Chechens. They were unbelievable. Had nothing at all to do with them. They had left 4 days before the atrocities. Where they gave them food and everything. The Russians, the Chechens, they gave them food and everything. They never done nothing to them, and they left 4 days before the actual atrocity or the massacre took place. Honestly, Jeff believed that. Honestly, mate. I'm glad that you're staying with us, to be honest, mate. And Mara says, you can tell if it's a man by looking at the hands and feet and shoulders. But she was 6'1". She was very hirsute. She had male pattern baldness. She had an Adam's apple. She spoke with a gruff voice. She had no breasts. And she had big hands and big feet. And every single artist who painted her, had to make her look feminine with a thin waist, and she always wore a ruffle. And she shaved every day and wore white powder. White powder to like I've got a. Can you see that? I've got a 7 o'clock shadow because I haven't had a shave. Albeit I went out shopping today with my daughter. She wore white powder to hide the 7 o'clock shadow. Good evening, by the way. Ava. Is that AI? Is that AI? Franchino. Good evening, Ali Denise. He says something as well. I think we normal people, we know 5% of everything what really is. They only show us what they want us to see, not what we need to see. Spot on there. Spot on. But as I said, Jeff, that's a very good point. Wikipedia, who runs it? You've only got to look at what has happened to Julian Assange and what came afterwards. Now, Assange, he was thrown in jail for 10 years. No charges. And we threw him there, us and the Americans. And he had to plead guilty to get out so he could be with his wife and children. Remember when he was accused of rape in Sweden? And then the girls finally said, no, he didn't. We don't even know him. We just spoke to him once. That was it. It was shocking what they did. It's shocking what the CIA get up to. Covert operations. The coup d'etat, 2014, to overthrow a democratically elected government in Ukraine. A coup d'etat led by Victoria Nuland. And who was there was also a fellow named Sikorski, who's a minister in the Polish government, and he's married to a Yank, an American. And he was there, all happy and everything else. Remember when the Nord Stream, I don't know whether you remember the Sikorski fellow, he's still going today, by the way. And right after the Nord Stream pipe was gone, the great national disaster in history, eco-disaster I'm talking about, in history, and no one said a fucking word. No one. Where was thumbnail? Greta? Where was she? Phony. And who came out? They blamed the Russians, didn't they? Russia did it. Can't people fucking paint for themselves? Why would Russia blow up their own fucking pipeline? The tick. The fucking tick. And that Sikorski, as soon as it happened, he tweeted, "Thank you, USA." Because he knew. Biden said it. And Schultz was standing there. Biden said we're going to destroy the Nord Stream. And the reporter said, at a press conference, the reporter said, are you going to do that? He said, we have means or ways. We have means or ways, he said. And that's what happened next. Then they blamed Zaluzny, the general who was sacked. I said, I never fucking done that. But they want him now. Starmer wants him and Macron to be president. They want to put him in, get rid of Zelensky and put him in there because they do not want anybody in Ukraine to have, like relations with Russia. Favourable. Don't forget, these are Ukrainians. There's people there in Ukraine who hate Zelensky. They hate the Azovs and what they stand for. And the politicians, where are they? In fucking jail. So, the likes of Putin, he wants them. He wants them. And they turn around and said about Starmer, if you fucking send anything over here. Peskov came out and said it today. Don't you dare. Lavrov, the greatest diplomat on the planet, he said, don't you dare send troops into Ukraine as a peacekeeper. Don't you fucking dare. And this is why Macron and Starmer have going over next week to America to try and persuade Trump to say, listen, back us, if we go in. I just want him to say, fuck off. If you want to go in on your own. We're done with Ukraine. It's Biden's war. It's not my war. And it's not America's war. And we want our 350 billion back, what we gave this fella. But you're right there, Myra. You can't tell by the feet on the chest and the red bears. I think Michelle Obama is a man. Yeah, Michael. Seen some photograph. The lad who was on with me last week, David. I'm doing special ones with him. He sent me a picture of Michelle Obama, the young one. Fucking a man. Young man. And that goes for Macron's wife. Why would all this come out? Why would all this come out? Why now? And it's not like as though someone is trying to, get rid of it. It's like a CIA thing. But the CIA, now, they were all in favour of fucking Macron and everybody else. But it was that Candace Owen who did it, obviously she got her wares in her ears, and just have a look at this one. And I've seen a picture of her. As, very young, about 17. It wasn't a girl I was looking at. Put it that way. Face. Michelle Obama. He was a horrible president. He's got blood on his hands. W. Bush has got blood on it. Clinton, all those Clintons. What they're trying to do now is a Russiagate sort of thing against Elon Musk. And that's what I was going to say. When I was mentioning about that Juncker, about Netanyahu going over to the States and given 57 standing ovations by Congress. And where was the freedom of speech with those young Colombian, not just in Colombia, not Colombia, the country, Columbia University, getting locked up and everything else, being moved on because of Palestine. That's what was happening over America. It's shocking. Have you seen America lately? Have you seen it? I've just been on a fella by the name of Neil Ward McCoy, and he went over. He's good, Neil. And he went over to, he's just done a thing, like in the last couple of days, on Santa Monica in California. You've got to fucking see the state of it. It's gone right down to naked America. But then, you know, that's America for you. Ali, the news says, like Bob Marley said long ago, people looking for truth by watching TV or reading press. There are the place when you will never find the truth. Oh, they're the place that you'll never find the truth. And true. And just true. Very true. Of course. Of course. This is why now, today, you've got the likes of, like me talking to you, but you're having great pods saying about the truth. Getting rid of all the garbage that is said. Remember, remember Saddam Hussein. And, you know, when it mentions elections and that's Zelensky, oh, you can't have elections during wartime. And the press were backing him. This is under the administration of Biden, by the way. And, oh, you can't, it's war, we've got martial law going on. There's always fucking elections going on in wartime. Even in the Second World War, which was a lot worse than this fucking thing. There was elections. Even Saddam Hussein held elections while the fucking war going on. He held elections. And remember the lies to get rid of him about weapons of mass destruction. And there was fucking none. And all this thing, you know, the anthrax and everything else in little tubes, 3 minutes away. Remember Blair standing up when I 3 minutes away this. Fucking water in the thing. Remember the Skripals. Remember the Skripals and the Novichok. If anyone thought that that was true at the time, I went, this is fucking nuts. Novichok has been banned. It was banned in Russia. They stopped doing it. And there was a place from Shrewsbury down the road in Portadown that was still doing it. And it was leaked out, wasn't it? Do you remember that? And the fucking Skripals, they would have been well dead. And I said at the time, if the Russians would have wanted them dead, they would have fucking just sent a couple of bit men, bang, bang, down, gone. Skripal. And they were in hospital. Remember, they had lunch, which was comical, like a fucking Laura Leonardi sketch. They have lunch in a restaurant. Oh, letting on to people. They go outside. They sit down on a bench. And the next they go. And, something's wrong with these people here. Then all of a sudden, a fucking big tent comes. You see fellas in their spacesuits, right? You see them in spacesuits going in and out of the tent, you know, because the Skripals are supposed to be fucking sitting there. And you see two cops standing there like that as these are going in and out. In the uniform, no space clear on them. It was comical. The Skripal, where are they now? Loads of bollocks, everything. And even Sergei Lavrov at the time said, can I go over and investigate? And they said, no, you can't. He said, we haven't got this stuff. Where's it come from? Can I go over and investigate this? And they said to the greatest diplomats on the planet, no. And that fucking Gavin Williamson, remember that arsehole? Gavin Williamson, who said, Putin, shut up and go away. Remember that? Remember that when he said that? Putin, shut up and go away. Fucking arsehole like him. Then he became an education minister, didn't he? And he got fucking shut at him because he was that prick. He was talking about algorithms. What a fucking arsehole. And the Redbirds say, you can't trust Wiki anyone. Can go on change it. It does, it changes. Can go on and change any information they want. So for me, it's as well as Google are not trustworthy. Google's not trustworthy, I'm sorry. But remember, if a lie is repeated enough times, the sheep will believe it. And you know who said that too? The Goebbels. Or was it the big H? Adolf, was it him? And remember what Goebbels said, who's the greatest propagandists? And they were his role model. Goebbels, Joseph Goebbels said it, and it was the British. It was the British who were the greatest propagandists. There's always been propaganda here. Always, hundreds of years, propaganda. Freedom Journey. Yeah, no, there's a good title, isn't it? Freedom Journey. Where's the democracy? I Frankenchat, I hear freedom. IBR. Even in Don Franco, buonasera, amico mio. IBR. Macron's wife looks rather butch, says IBR. The Freedom Journey, when I mentioned Blair. I can imagine you going, Blair. Like that, not like Blair. Owen Lee. 89% of senators in Congress hold dual nationality with Israel. Yes, 89% of them. Wouldn't you think they'd fucking go over there? I don't see what I don't see. Look, I'm just made up that you mightn't agree when I mention this particular name, Elon Musk. He's unbelievable what he's doing. You know, people are trying to like saying, "Oh, he's an oligarch." He's getting at the truth. He's fucking worming out all these corrupt people. Every one of them. Tulsi Gabbard, head of the Intel, she's worming them out as well. That's who told Trump. She said, you better fucking look, this is the truth about Ukraine, you know, and about the coup d'etat. He knew nothing about the coup d'etat. With Victoria Nuland. Do you always remember when he was going in for his first presidency, first POTUS? And there was him and Hillary Clinton on the podium. And they were just running against each other, you know, because loads of them dropped out. And he just turned around and said, you should be in jail, you. You should be in jail. And I loved that. The clip, this USAID or USAID, but I just call it USAID. So if I say USAID, they sent millions to the Clinton Foundation. Millions. It's all coming out. One of the funny, not funny, one of the strangest ones was to, I don't know whether it was Pakistan or Bangladesh, I'm not quite so sure, but millions were sent to there for a school, a big modern school, and teachers, and blah, blah, blah. And they sent a camera crew over. Only last week, was it this week? Or last week? And I was watching it. The new school. There was no such thing as a new school. It was just a school that they'd been educating kids and that for like 70 or 80 years. It was just a little mad building, mud, with no doors up, because it's that fucking up there. And a blackboard, you know, like up on a wall. A very old one at that. And these, like a couple of fucking desks falling to bits. And kids had to sit around. Little kids. Do you ever remember, I hope someone does, do you ever remember after that coup d'etat, I forget his fucking name, this fella, and he's still about in Ukraine, and he came out with a comment, and it was shocking. And he said, the children of Donbass will be hiding in the cellars while our children will be in school being educated. That's what he fucking said. A horrible man. Think about that. Think about that, what these people in Kiev. Do you ever remember when, this is not football, please, but remember when Liverpool were playing Real Madrid in Kiev? Do you remember that? Now, I know lots of people went over there, you know, Reds, who I know, went over and said the people were great. And I said to Frances, she said, are you going, Dad? I said, no. I said, I won't step foot in Kiev. She said, I said, I won't step foot in. She said, why? Liverpool. Champions League final, Real Madrid. I said, no. And I told her why. Because of the Banderites, the Nazis. Streets named after them. And these Banderites who are fighting the Russians today as Azov's battalion celebrate his birthday, Stepan Bandera. Bandera killed 400,000 Jews. That's a uniform, you know. That's a uniform. Ukraine. You think Ukraine did nothing during the war? They were fucking horrible then, especially him. And the Banderites. 400,000 Jews. They killed Russians. They killed everyone who wasn't a. Do you know what they said about? Do you know what they think today about Russia and the Russian people? Subhuman. They forget about fucking Tolstoy, Solzhenitsyn. They forget about Tchaikovsky. They forget about all these unbelievable people from the arts, from the Bolshoi Ballet, the greatest of all dancers. They forget all about what they've given the world. Chekhov. And they call them fucking subhuman. Yuri Gagarin. Valentina Tereshkova, you might say, who's she? First woman in space. Yuri Gagarin, the very first fella in space, went up in a fucking bucket. And they're calling them sub-fucking human, the Russians. Have you seen Moscow lately? As soon as all these sanctions and Trump was going to stop all this, and they're opening flights, no matter how bad I am now, I will go to Moscow to have a look around. I just want to visit Moscow. I was made up when we got to the final in St. Petersburg. I was fucking made up. Gonna go. Because it's the Venice of Russia, Venice of the North. Got fucking changed to Paris, didn't it, because of the SMO. The Redbird. Elon is doing a brilliant job. Wish he was helping. I would. He's called us out. Remember what he said when everything was being brushed under the carpet about those gangs? Because he thought it was an absolute disgrace and the British people fucking suffering through it. This is why he said, Trump said it about J.D. Vance said it. You Europeans putting people in jail because of their freedom of speech. Is this what you are like? Yeah, even if Frankie and chat. This is what I could do with them, to be honest. Amira says, what hurt me is that everyone in Europe fought Nazism in World War II and died for nothing because of Europe is backing the Nazis. Yes. The leader today in Europe has no shame or soul. Well, I'll tell you who the leader is in Europe today, and that's Ursula von der Leyen. Now, I don't know whether it's a granddad or a dad who was, don't forget she's German. Has she got fucking legs? Because she's never worn a dress. She always wears trousers. So there's something there, Macron as well. But anyway, that's by the by. I don't know whether it was a dad or a granddad who owned a newspaper, and he was the Nazi propagandist during the Second World War. He was publishing everything in the papers. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, well, now you know. Dad or granddad, von der Leyen. That's why, Myra, she's fucking backing them. Bet the Enfield Road's gone. Bet he only popped in to say, yeah. Because Myra said hello. And the IBR giving that back. Listen, if there's anyone on there, please subscribe. Let me get up to that 1K, it'd be great. Because I don't pay these agencies, honestly, I don't pay these agencies to put phony subscriptions on. That's how you've got loads of pods with fucking thousands of things. And that's why they charge you for super chats and fucking whatever. They charge you or donate. I don't ask anyone for anything. Don't ask anyone. Even if they had, I think they're trying to get the fucking money back that they paid out for phony subscriptions. That's why they're asking. Just my daughter didn't even know. Can I just show this, please? It's not about football, albeit this is a football item. Genuineness. She didn't know that I had that. And she said, I didn't know. I said, it's been there. I said, you've done podcasts with your mate on here. And you never seen that? She said, no, Dad. Ben told me that it's a watch. And she put it on Facebook. She says, how much is this worth? To be honest, lads, what I'm going to do for you is, whoever wins it, I'm getting it framed and putting it in a frame. So you just hang it, You'll take it out like and have a look, but it's brand spanking. It's brand spanking. The Anfield. Frankie, with Trump setting an example in the world, it's so interesting to me. All the countries belittle, including our own Trump's views. Yeah, shows how those in power in our European countries, PTO, please turn over. The Redbird. There is a raping gang up and down the north, and they are under Labour's watch. They don't care about white kids as long as they get the votes. It's sickening. Been happening since the early 80s. Listen, lads, I can't say it on here. I can't. Try and get my look. Send me an email. On the description. You'll be able to do that. To like this show, and Jason will forward it on to me, and I'll send you my proper email. Anyone on here who wants it, just get hold of them, because if I put us on here, I'm fucked. Honestly, the likes of Myra. If you want to do it, email you. I'll give you my proper and my phone number as well. If you ever want to text. But I could tell you, Anfield and you, Redbird, something which is fucking sickening. In the city of Liverpool. All this fucking white privilege thing. Fucking shocking. I'm a historian. I'm a PhD. And I know everything about this horrible country and what they did to these white privileged. And I'm fucking sick of that thing, that terminology. White privilege. Fucking shocking. It's racist. It's racist. But anyway, getting back to my daughter, she put it on Facebook. How much is this worth? She said, Dad. And Daryl Merry. Hey, Frank. Hiya, Daryl. Hiya, mate. Hiya, mate. Daryl says, Francine, I'm happy you letting the programme go, Frank. Hello, she said, Dad, what are you doing? That should be passed down. I said, no. I said, there are people out there who I love, and I want them to have it. I used to have loads of memorabilia, and she'd tell you, Francine, I used to collect all the stubs of the European quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals I went to Europe. gave it up. And they fucking got lost. And I said, I'll never collect any more memorabilia and programs. But you're right there, Redbird. It's sickening. Been happening since the early, yeah. And when you think of the people, where it is, in the likes of Oxford, fuck. The Anfield also is, oh yeah, please turn over. I'm sorry there. I'll have to read that again. Frankie, it's so setting an example in the world. It's so interesting to me. All the countries belittle in including our own Trump's views, shows how those in power in our European countries are warped and are all in this immigrant. Of course, it's a good scheme to them together. Why are the EU governments out to hurt our way of life? It is so dumb. Plan for us richer countries to help those poorer, or is it more sinister? Of course, it's sinister. I've said that all along. I've really said it all along. And I'll tell you for why. If you remember what I said, what America tried to do, and I'm not talking about Trump here, I'm going back to W. Bush. W. Now, he was great mates with the other fellow, wasn't he? Blair. Excuse me. Blair, wasn't he? And I said to you, I said, that was a plan to destabilise the Middle East and a few African countries too. Destabilise it because they wanted the migrants then. Any war-torn things, countries, migrants migrate. And they just want, and if you look at where it is, let me just show you on here. Let me just show you people. Right. Look at all there. Look at all there. Right around here. Right around here. Not around. Syria. Iraq. Not Saudi. The Yemen. Right. Afghanistan. Libya. Right? Think about it. Think about all those countries there I've just pointed out. And they all went from the likes of Afghanistan down here, through Iran, through Iraq, through Jordan, through Egypt, and they got to Libya. All these migrants, they all congregated in Libya, and loads, about 4 million of them, went to Turkey, and Turkey still holding them because they leverage, they have a leverage. So they went through there, they went through Greece, they went through Serbia, they went through Croatia, they went all around and through there to the English Channel. Then the Libyans, with loads of others from the Middle East, I'm talking about all around here, Iraqis and you name it, Syrians and Yemenis, they all went here and they all went over to Italy. And they all landed on a place called Lampedusa, an Italian island, small island And the fucking rapporteur is all, fuck off. What are you doing? And they're doing it now, today. So, therefore, they all went into Europe. Loads went to France. I'm talking a couple of million, you know. A couple of million there as well in Germany. Loads of them. Poland would never allow them in. Hungary said, and Obama, he said, fuck off. He said, no one's getting in here. Nobody. Slovakia, the same. Slovakia, this little place here. Even Poland said, fuck off, you're not coming here. So that's why they all went to Germany. And then you're getting the dinghies and everything. But, you know, you do get people just coming in legally. But you're getting thousands upon thousands illegally crossing the channel into Britain. Point is, I'm making, is that with all these and destabilization, America planned that. America planned it to destabilize the Middle East, to everyone to get into Europe, to destabilize Europe. So what did they do? They blew up the Nord Stream, all the Russophobia that America started with all this nonsense, all this Russophobia. Obama, remember the G8? And Russia was part of it. And Obama got rid of them. He was a fucking prick, him. Obama. He got rid of Russia, so it became the G7. And Putin said, well, why are we out of this? Anyway, and don't forget what Bush said as well, that no one will go an inch. It was a Bush senior said to the Russians, NATO won't go an inch eastward. And that was a load of bollocks. So everything, all this Russophobia began going back, right back to 1924, 26, when the Reds versus the Whites. It even goes back to the Crimean War. Cannons to the left of them, cannons to the right of them. Rode the brave 600. And you would never have heard of that only for Alfred Lord Tennyson, because there was a little fucking comment, a little paragraph in the Tundra, which became the Times today, about this mistake of 600. It was a mistake. It was a horse that bolted, and they all fucking followed it. They all went, cavalry charge, got slaughtered. Russophobia ever since then. True that. Russophobia, right through. From 1856 and the Crimean War. Right through. 1824, 1820, 1924, 26. The Whites versus the Reds. And the Reds defeated the Whites. And who was the Whites? The British and the Americans. So they've always hated Russia. Always. Mad, isn't it? Fucking mad. Horrible. Not mad. Horrible. There's David, we're doing, I just mentioned you before, we're doing special ones. Me and you, starting next week. No live ones though, they're just going straight on YouTube. Being asked to do that with you. And David says, President Poroshenko made the comment about children in cellars. Von der Leyen was born in Brussels. Her father was a German diplomat. Thank you, David. Thank you. Amara says 2,500 girls were raped since 2000s in the UK. I remember just reading it, the way you just read, and I'm going back years ago. 2 girls from Birmingham, and they had a white mother and a Yemenis father, and he said, listen, he said, I'm going over. He said, I don't want you to come, I'll just take the 2 girls over, to the relatives. And I don't know if anyone remembers this. Excuse me. Anyway, she said, I want to go. She said, no. He said, no, you're staying. Don't forget that they have to. She said, okay. So the Birmingham woman, wife, mother of these 2 children, said, okay, 2 daughters they were. And he brought them over, never ever went back. It was deliberate. He just went back. And they were, I forget, I think they were 16. One was 16 and one was 17. And the 16-year-old was forced into a marriage. And the girl got away, the other girl, and she came back. And nothing was ever said about it. Does anybody ever remember that? Bet you David Owens does. So I'll say, Francine will, she'll only sell it. The programme, that is. Jeff's just a thought, Frank. Near the end of World War II, the Americans raced to get the Nazi scientists out of the Germany before the Russians. I wonder who actually got the cleverest scientists out first. Yeah, they all, well, the Russians, they got them, the Americans got them, they got that brown fella, didn't they? The Russians, God knows who they got, but they were the first people in space. They set the precedent. They won the space race. In other words, they won the space race. The Americans ate that. I wonder if David is still with us. David Owens. David's a great historian, by the way. I can't wait till we do our pods. Just go straight out on YouTube. This is why I want a 1K. Be great if I got that without any fucking interference. The Anfield Law for me, ever since the Floyd, BLM, BS, the nutters have taken over the asylum. Did you watch Candace Owens' documentary about what happened to all the money? Yeah. The BLM bull, yeah. I like Candace. She's straight and she's black. She's black as well. And that fella, Chauvin, was it, who got done for his murder, there's evidence that he wasn't hanging on, kneeling on his neck. There's a different camera angle. So we're fighting for a new trial. Because that was police procedure. It even happens today. And I watch all this crime. I watch all the crime, real life crime in America. On YouTube, just tune in and, what happened to people. And anyway, they get this fella, these cops. And he was horrible. He's fucking horrible, this fella. A black lad. And they had him. They got him, threw him in the back of the car. He was kicking and everything. I think guess what he was shouting. I'll leave you I leave you to guess what he was showing, and it's become a thing now. If anyone's yelling, brilliant, it's laughing me ever. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, the Anfield Rose says the media also pumped this agenda up right from that Floyd coverage to every police incident in America. He was soaked in it, and all these millennials lost their tiny minds. Hair got dyed and crap. It became the norm. Yes. Please try and get please email me from on this show. And Jason will be able to pick up. And I'll tell you something what's happening in our city now. Our city, Liverpool. Please try and get hold of me. I can't give out I wish I could. Wish I could give you my phone number. Redbird. Whites are no longer a majority. Yeah, I know. I think is it 30 or 40%? That's all, 30%. And some other places, but they are not allowed to have minority rights, yet the majority still get the minority rights. Says the Redbird. Myra says, Frank, I've seen a clip that migrants were bragging on how many women they raped, and police they were nothing because the government considered racism. The police you're right, Myra, because it all came out about these gangs, and the police we don't like to be called racists. It's a label now that goes bantered about. I got called an anti-Semitic because I was saying about the Gaza thing. I was saying about it. Oh, you're an anti-Semite. And I was even called a racist by saying I'm a Liverpool historian, and I'm a good Liverpool historian. People have said it. And I'm talking about prominent people. And I'm not being boastful or nothing. And I said about, slaves not landing in Liverpool. It wasn't economically viable. They would never have lasted the journey, in other words, to cross from the warm waters to go up the American seaboard, eastern seaboard, cross over into the freezing cold fucking ice-packed North Atlantic to get here. He would have fucking died, and it would have taken them fucking 18 months or so. Don't forget, ships were damaged and everything. So why would they come from west coast of Africa over the warm waters over towards Brazil and the Caribbean? Right. And then we keep carrying on up. It's fucking ridiculous. Why would they do that? They were a commodity. It was shocking what they did to the slaves. It was fucking shocking. Dehumanized them. But like I said, no slaves landed. Where's the proof? And it's it's all fucking propaganda and lies and everything that they're coming out with, saying they did. I said, where? Give me the proof. Where? No, whereabouts did they land? I said, if you read the journals of the abolitionists, not one of them mentions, and I'm talking Liverpool I'm talking Liverpool abolitionists. William Roscoe, William Radcliffe, John Curry. Where are they? Where? In the journal, where does it say slaves were in Liverpool? They were the fucking highlight of that for Parliament. What a bollocks. And I got called a racist for it. How? How am I a racist? The freedom. Did you hear the news? Starmer and Co. have done a deal with Apple, so now the UK government has access to all messages and photos of iPhone users. Okay, now. Have I got fucking Apple? Yeah. Fucked. I'm doomed. Okay, yeah. Fuck. Thanks, freedom. Jesus Christ. It's fucking shocking, isn't it? IBR. There was a clip on Welsh Parliament where an opposition MP was talking about a systematic rape of underage girls being rated by Muslim rape gangs, and the Labour leader didn't want to hear it. I love the way you say that, Labour, Labour. No, they fucking don't. They don't want to hear it. It's the three monkeys, isn't it? It's the three monkeys. The Redbird says, Candace is married to an Englishman called George. She's great. Yeah, I think she's brilliant. Candace. But she just comes out with the truth. The Anfield Redbird, very smart young women. To mean woman, Candace. Yes. Android is the best in my opinion, says the Redbird. Now you tell me. But I loved what J.D. Vance fucking told these fucking Europeans. You're putting them in jail. Brilliant. You're cancelling elections. In other words, what right do you have to cancel elections? Because you don't like who's winning and you cancel them. What fucking right do you have? Can't wait for the Starmer and Trump to get over to fucking see what the Trump boy has to say. Yes, they are slowly taking over our beloved city. Honest to God, I was going to, where was I going? I was going to Aussie. And I said to the taxi driver, I said, is this Kennington? Is this Kensington? He said, yeah. I went, I couldn't believe it. Anfield, she's not black, is she, Frank? Frank's quote of the day, she's black. But, it's just that when people, talk about, like, the likes of George Floyd, I think she's coming out with something about George Floyd as well. Well, as you know, George Floyd went into, broke into the wrong house with his crew. He had a gang. He was the leader of a gang. He was a fucking horrible person. And he went into a pregnant girl and put a gun to her belly. I said, where's the money? She was pregnant, heavily pregnant. And he broke into the wrong house. You know, a drug dealer. But you don't do that to women. Drug dealers are not. And she wasn't the girl. Wrong fucking house. Frightened the fucking daylights out of it. Myra says, it would be nice you can do a Sunday show like this. Just respond to side comments. Do you know what? Someone else said that to me, you know. Someone else said that. But Liverpool play on a Sunday. I'll be fucking done in. Someone else said that. It wasn't just like one, it was a few. Can you do it on a Sunday? Friday night, we're out. You recover on a Sunday. On a bender on a Friday and a Saturday. True though. I'll think about that, Myra. Thank you. Because people have asked. IBR says, Brittany Webb is a great journalist. I'll tell you what I'll do, Myra. Me and David will do a Sunday show like this and put it out. But it won't be live. Me and David will do that and put it out on a Sunday. Brittany Webb is a great, I don't know her. I don't know her. I'll tell you they were like that. The new press secretary in the White House. You know, she comes out and gives it. She's not a fucking fool there. She just gives it out as it is. I've just read that. That bit. I'm not sure Candace is black though. We left Frank enlighten us. See, you could easily say wrong things, can't you? She is black. I fucking know it because I'll follow her. And the IBR says, Myra, you could be Frank's co-presenter on Sunday show. And the Redbird says, great idea, Myra. Yes, so it says. Besides you there, Myra. Do you know what? My fucking eyes are going, you know. Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. Fucking terrible. Coming down on me. Christopher says, every bit of data used to go through one cable from Britain to the USA used to carry the telegraph signal, and early phone calls used to be a shed. Now it's a massive area. Yeah. Who laid the very first transatlantic cable? Any idea? You should all be going, fucking Google it. So I'll tell you. And it was from Liverpool. Any idea? It was the Great Eastern. Isambard Kingdom's Great Eastern. That was always Liverpool was a town. By the way, I could show you something in town where you see it in a mosaic. The Great Eastern. And when I show people, they go, "Didn't see that. Didn't see that at all." The Red Bird says Brittany Weber's an English woman and she's on YouTube. I follow Rachel Blevins. She's great, Rachel. She's an American. She's really good. The Anfield Myra Page, yes, Frank Sunday's soapbox will be great. I think she's well off. Myra's well off. The Anfield idea. Good idea, that. And Anfield, Frank, your pod schedule is off the charts. You do need to just conserve your energy, lads. Otherwise, you'll be like our John's lyrics, 8 days a week. Frankie needs a day of rest. Yeah, I've got the TV and film show tomorrow, but I've got an all night and all afternoon, all night to relax. And, most of the day Sunday as well, because I've got the post match of the night, Sunday. What time's the kick-off Sunday? Is it 4 o'clock or 4:30? Or is it 2 o'clock? I don't know what fucking time it is, I was looking at it yesterday. I forget what time. It's that fucking many matches. The Redbirds, they have a lot of underground places where all data is stored. And Christopher, yeah, it laid the cable. Certainly did. And Freedom Journey, where is the mosaic, Frank? I'm not telling you. Because we're all going to meet up in after Liverpool win the league. Or the Champions League. Or Paris Saint-Germain. PSG we've got. Okay, now. And we won the league. Where's the day finish? The Anfield Road. If you have a new Sunday show, I want it to be called Frankie's Sunday's Roast or Sunday Soapbox. That's a Sunday's Roast. That's a crack. Frankie's Sunday Roast. Because we roast everybody too. That's a cracker there. The Redbirds was just thinking the same though. Our Frank needs his rest, but it's always great chatting with him and us chatters. True that. His daughter said that. My granddaughter was watching. She said, "My granddad swears." My granddad swears. Like that she is. Raw top one. Christopher, thank you. So I'll be doing that 6:30, 6:30 post match. IBR, the Sunday special with Frank Carlyle. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Frank Sunday's roast. The Sunday special with Frank. It might be. Fuck off, Frank. Beat Steve Evans and be like, I thought mine would come. What are we swearing, are we? Myra says, Frank Sunday's roast. Well, I do not want to be the roast pig with the apple in its mouth. Do you know what? I sometimes I go on YouTube and I just scroll down. And I don't know whether you people are on YouTube, but have you seen those fucking horrible it is? You know, these people and the filming. It's not proper nature, by the way. Nature in the wild, it's not proper. It's not like, David Attenborough. It's not like anything like him. But I seen this, like, I don't know what kind of an animal it was. Looked like a little donkey. Oh, big ears. I couldn't see the front of it. And it was like a little old, not a big depot, like a little old. And I couldn't move. And this fucking big, Komodo comes and eats it alive. Then there was another thing showing, and it was a wild boar. But I noticed the hind legs were fucking broke. So these people who were filming these things do this deliberate, where these things roam. And there was a goat, but it was fenced in. And it gave it away. So they must have thrown a fucking goat in where this Komodo was. Oh, fucking shocking. And monkeys and everything. Monkeys. I hate that. Frank Sunday roast. Well, I do not want to be the roast pig. Says by it. There's already a political podcast called Sunday Roast. Oh, is there? But what about Amy? The IBR's laughing his head off at Myra, what she said. The red bird. Now our pathetic, treacherous government is going to allow Palestinians to come here. Just bloody let the whole world in. For fuck's sake. Shocking. All traditions. I'm not a great, I'm not a great traditional fella. I'm being honest. I'm really not a great traditional English type, flag waving thing. Totally against the establishment, as you know. But I love the history of the country. But there's some awful history what we've done, and we laud it. Oh, look at the great British Empire, and whatever. But when you look, I like tradition. You know, in Liverpool, we have a tradition, don't we? We have a tradition of, get me haircut tomorrow, by the way. Be none of this at the fucking back, all this. Anyway, you have the tradition that's going, you know, like in Liverpool, for example, we have a Scouse thing. We have a Scouse thing. That's a Liverpool thing, a Scouse thing. And it's been with us since the 1770s, believe it or not. 1770s. But the Norwegians and their love Scouse. And just imagine losing that too. Noodles and curry. Scouse dish. You're losing tradition. But as I said, I'm not one of these who wave the flag. And I always remember here in Liverpool, I always remember Billy Butler. I was on the show with him. And he said, I think it's the Scot. And he mentioned the shop up in there. I think it was, where was it? Tubrook. The shop, the big shop. And it used to hang out, you know, the Red Cross and the flag. And the council told them not to put that up. The likes of that's wrong. Albeit I'm not a great traditionalist of things like that. Look, I love the ordinary working man. Even, you know, even from the privileged society. You know, the likes of William Roscoe, for example, and what he did for Liverpool. The likes of William Brown, what he did for Liverpool. All these wonderful people, William Radcliffe, what he did for Liverpool. You know, I do love those people because they're very historical and they were good people. Even war lads, the likes of Noel Shavas. I gave a talk about it to the Shavas family and other families of VCs, Liverpool VCs, who was there in the town hall. I love them people. I love the Beatles, you know, I love the Merseybeat. That's our tradition. I love great writers. I love them. So, you know, don't get me wrong, but, you know, as far as the establishment are concerned, I'd draw the line there for what they did to us. And it's only a new thing, isn't it, what they did to us. But it's not like we've always had, being a historian, I know that there's always been horrible propaganda, even against Liverpool, going back. That's why we didn't get our city status until 1880. So fucking terrible propaganda, jealousy. Anyway, Christopher, that goat was in Jurassic Park. Yeah, it was caged there. It was shocking. The IBR. Notice how war hungry all these Labour voters are, and not People's Party in any way, shape or form. And there are three desperate, and are desperate for us to send troops to Ukraine, but won't volunteer to go themselves. Peskov came out and said, fucking do it. at your own risk. I think Trump will just say, because they want the backing of Trump, they're terrified if the Americans don't get involved. And with Trump's the other day saying that, these sanctions, these must stop against Russia. Let me tell you, Russia was provoked into that. It was a plan to get them to go in because they thought that they could destroy them. Russia, that is. They thought they could destroy Russia, get rid of Putin, and then chop up Russia. No fucking chance. The unfair law. Your TV and film show should be called Frankie Carlyle Up Your Eye. Sounds like a carry-on film, but the IVR. According to Brittany Webb, the parasitic elites plan to use AI to break the human spirit and turn us into... We're already fucking slaves. What's it talking to about going back? Like to save them. I forget. Oh, that's right. It was a part of a joke. Not a joke, bit of humour. And someone put on about Keith Richards, and he's there with his two daughters. And I said, it's the birthday's fucking state of him. Like, he's got no nose, Did you know that? He's got none of that. He's got none of that. It's all gone inside. He's got like a thing in it to keep his nose fucking up. Anyway, and it said, and when they die, he'll do the inheritance. I said he was born on the day that the Claudian invasion started in AD 43. I said, and he's a great result. He's been through everything. He was even in the midst of the Black Death. That's what I was saying. All these mad things about Keith Richards. IBR, the Saturday show could be called Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Oh, Frankie Goes to Bollywood. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Al Nasher, the old mate, was in that. He wrote The Power of Love to Nasher. Myra Page says, Frank, breaking news, they found a missing link between the monkeys and man. They are identified as politicians. A crack of that. That's a crack. I'm taking these glasses up. Put these up. These are my distant ones now. Because it was only, I shouldn't have kept them on. Me distant ones are better, the lighter, the... No fear that says, cracking that one says to the IBR. And the IBR, Myra Page, that's just bananas. The red beard. laughing at my mind. So. And the other thing, Frank, if there was one thing you'd change in the world, what would you change, lad? One thing. I wouldn't change religion because people need something to hold on to, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't change even politicians because you need people. I always remember Jean-Jacques Rousseau, the French philosopher, and he said, man is born free, however, he is everywhere in chains. Couldn't, nothing from the truth about that. Nothing but the truth from that. Because we're all in chains, we always will be in chains. So I wouldn't change rulers. What I mean, I'm not talking about despots. I'm not talking about the Zelenskys or the Pinochets of this world, or the Adolf Hitlers or anybody else. You know, they're fucking lunatics like W. Bush and fucking Clinton and Obama and Biden. You know, none of them. But you'd need people to, you know, to run the countries. So I wouldn't change that. The only thing I'd change, you might think it's mad. It's mad. But if I had a big machine and I got people, like aliens came, just imagine, and they've got like a little thing that you stand on, and these like thing comes up, and you're a new person, and you had emotions, but you didn't have. No, I'll tell you what. I don't know. I was going to say something stupid, but it's a very odd question. What was it? What was a change? Do you know what a change? Propaganda. Get shut of that. Because propaganda is just fucking blatant lies to make you believe in the lie. Does that make sense? Because we're fed it every day. There's only people like yourselves who know the truth and what's going on in the world. We've got 5.2 million children below the poverty line who go to school without a breakfast, who come home without a dinner, can't have a roast dinner on a Sunday. And we're sending billions to Ukraine and wanting to send lads over there. Those fucking lads, ordinary sapper wouldn't know where. You put a map up, where's Ukraine? Oh, I don't know. It's like the Vietnam War, and he was a lad, and he was going on the plane, you know, he was in his uniform, saying to that to us all, parent. And the reporter, you know, was taking photographs, and he had a fucking mic, and he said, do you know where you're going, like, you know, Vietnam? He said, I don't know where it is. Most probably he's dead now. That lad, most probably he was killed over there. Didn't know where he was fucking going. And that's what I said about why would they do? And the Redbirds, I would change the corrupt officials so we can have more trophies in our cabinet. Yeah, the R agrees with you there. The unfair rule. Very detailed, Frank, but I thought you were going to say Liverpool has all the trophies. We've won every trophy. Just hope that we get this one this year. Christopher Varr. Now, I'd change the mindset of the so-called woke brainwashed people to believe in the truth and wake the hell up. Well, that's what I mean about propaganda, isn't it? Try and get hold of my email, please. Send in an email, and I'll send you mine. I'll send you my phone number as well, so you can text me. My change will be not to have money. It's the root of all evil. If you did that, what would you live on? See, what's coming out now is plastic. They're getting rid of money. And do you know why they're getting rid of the cash? Have you any idea? And I suppose, you'll say, oh, that's the banking system and everything else. True. But it goes deeper than that. Think of, I'll give you some idea. Think of something that's done for you. Say like a joiner, a joiner. And you need something done, and you need it done urgently. And he comes and does it. A proper joiner. Or a proper decorator. Or a proper electrician. Or even, someone IT savvy, for example. And you go, yeah, and you pay them with cash. What are they avoiding? The people who go, thank you, see you again. Yeah. Any more problems, let me know. What are they avoiding? And that's where billions, trillions, by the way. The cop-out. Lads, we can get Madrid in the semis. It's a real possibility. Excited for the UCLs. The Redbirds. Raw, how would you be able to watch the Reds if you had no money, lad? And he's got it there. Redbirds it'll all be free. The players will want playing. I don't think they'd be playing for free, would they? Myra says, Humphrey wrote a good book, says, the love of money is the root of all evil. It is. It's all greed. You've only got to look at the Zelensky thing. He's raking it in. And he said, oh, I don't know where that 100 million is. I never got it. Yeah, I know you didn't. That's why you've got homes in Switzerland and France and here. And America, fucking hell. Fella who played the piano with his penis. Shocking prick. The Anfield. Redbirds, imagine it wouldn't have to work. Some are worse slavery here. But we normal folk are all in slavery to that. You can't get rid of it. Can't get rid of slavery. Myra Page, no truer words spoken, says the Anfield Road, about the money as the root of all evil, as she said. Myra says, rather love everyone because tomorrow is not promised. Well, it's good philosophy, that, isn't it? Oh, wonderful. Huh? I'm going to finish on these here, people. Coppers, Reds have no money and we are still winning the league. See that little pun? That is a little pun. Shall I tell you what it'll be? Why they're going to the plastic, the card. Even taxis have got it. Fucking hell, this day. Every time I come in here, I get this. It's shocking, you know. What half of a tea? It's a lot different. Okay. Shall I tell you what it is? Tax. How many people go like that? Yeah, I pay. I'm going to do it tomorrow and next week. Just going to go out to a couple of people there. Give them cash. They're not going to declare it, are they? So how many people do it? How many? Having someone to come in to do something rather than going to a firm. And, you know, one of those people who comes in to do it does work for the firm or a company or even owns his own business. Yeah, they'll do that. Do you want to check or, you know, if you got one of them? No, just give us the cash. Okay. Oh, yeah. IBR says money is covered in the Luciferian symbology. Remember the Christ going around, tipping up in the market, the Jews? Raw utopia is not possible with or without money. People are still human, says the Redbeard. Even the Anfield Road agrees with it. Redbeard. Frank, do you think Stalin is gay? Yeah. Anderson, his wife left him. I'm sure. Or is that a rumour? Today is yesterday's tomorrow. Yeah. Today is yesterday's tomorrow. That's a cracker. The Anfield. Redbeards, I think people will be a lot better. You'll always have the odd few that causes issues, but they won't run Microsoft anymore. Cough, cough, Bill Gates. Do you know, I don't know whether you're aware that, you know, Bill Gates, I've got this fucking thing. It's come right out again on me. That's why I'm doing this. if I don't do it, I'll have to fucking stop all this, you know. It really is killing me. Do you know Bill Gates gave 31 million quid, not dollars, pounds, to Liverpool? Did you know that? Get any idea what it was for? Not to Liverpool Football Club. So I tell you, it was to the School of Tropical Medicine for study, and he said, build a new one on the air. Same place, right next door, but built it. He gave to the RT. Don't know whether you're aware of that. IBR, the reason to go digital, excuse me, it leads to the mark of the beast. I don't watch any films like that, you know. I think it was Starmer's boyfriend who left him when he found out he was married. Guardiola will be scratching his eyes out Sunday. Also, his head again. There's trouble there, though, isn't there? That said the cop I kill. Myra, to the red beard. Today is yesterday's tomorrow is a blessing to me, a difference in someone's life. Life given, but it's borrowed to you, create a change in time. We all connected. We're all connected spiritually. That's why I said, you know, wouldn't get rid of any religion. You know, they say, oh, religion's cause of all wars. No, it's not. It's the fucking people causes the wars, not religion. It's the megalomaniacs. The red bird. And there's me taking Gates gave money to open a kebab shop. Most probably he did. In the Anfield. Frank, did he do it to hide in plain sight all his money given and recoup no sooner than giving it away? I don't trust the man. I'm just saying what he did. You know, he had something to do with certain illnesses going on. Of course he did. This is why the likes of Biden pardoned that Fico. Not Fico. Not Fico. He's the president of Slovakia. Who I support, by the way. Slovakia. It's great, Fico. Or Fico. Fauci. Right, I'm gonna end, boys and girls. I love yous. And your next starting to pay now. Would you actually fight an alien? Wonder if they are hard as nails. Listen, the fucking aliens, these things can come here from another dimension and another galaxy. Can you imagine what they've got? Could you imagine what they've got? Could you imagine what they've got? It'll be like, I'll tell you what it'll be like. It'll be like a Neanderthal man, you know, and the only way he can protect himself and his mate is with a bone, a fucking big Thai bone, to fend predators off. That's what it'll be like. And, you know, the aliens having a laser that sends out not just a one like that, but fucking big white thing that'll just fucking destroy everything. Beep, like that. Boom. Gone. That's what it'll be like if these people came. As I said, I've fucking seen one. That's enough of that. The cop-eyes. Have you ever visited Mars or Jupiter? Seems nice there. Yeah. Yeah, visited it. On the telly, looking at it. It's good. Pictures. The IBR. An alien ain't messing with Don Franco. Hey. That's right. And on that wonderful note, I'm going to say a big, massive thank you to you all for keeping me company. Honestly, really nice. Is Frank an alien then? Guys, did we expose him? Most probably you did. But anyway, it's just for me to say a big thank you. Hope to see you in the morning. If not, I'll see you on Sunday around 6:30, post-match. Up the Reds. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, Zelensky is a tyrant, and he's also, people are saying, I was on it, saying, you go to France or, to live or London, fucking Russia are going to heaven for war crimes. I'm telling you now, they're fucking get him. Like they got on that fight Eichmann from Argentina. Remember that? Dragged him through. They love him. Unless the Azovs do him in first. But there will be people up for war crimes. IBO. See you, Franco. See you, IBO. Show. Ci vediamo. Amico mio. A domani. Domani. You'll never walk alone. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for keeping me company. Thank you. Up the Reds. Thank you, Myra Page. Love you, honestly. Thank you. Try and send me try and get an email on the description. And you, Redbirds, and you, anyone. And I'll give you what's happening in fucking Liverpool today. I can't say it on here.